As we know, not all pet food is created equal. So, today we're going to talk about some red flags on a pet food label that honestly give me the ick. Welcome to the Practical Pet Parenting Podcast, where science and research meets simplicity, practicality, and humor. Because we all know that pet parenting isn't just one thing. It's magical, beautiful, life-changing, frustrating, and overwhelming all at the same time. I'm Dr. Ashita Suresh, a vet, a mom, a dog mom, on the multiple species pet parenting journey just like so many of you. Join me as we cut through the noise, fear, and fluff and take pet parenting from overwhelming to, well, barely manageable. The first is an inadequate nutrition label. When there are no mention of calorie counts or the added multivitamins and minerals and their quantities, or it doesn't state for which life stage or who exactly should be eating the food, I can't even say that it's a bad brand because the brand itself is not giving us enough information to even evaluate it in the first place. And that honestly annoys me more than if it was an outright bad brand. The next again is an incomplete ingredient list. I'm sure you've seen those again on the lines of meat products, and cereals, or added vitamins and minerals. Which meat, which cereals, how many vitamins, what quantity of minerals, all these matter when we are looking at a food and when we are looking at whether it is adequate for that particular pet. And these days, some brands even take it a step further by saying fresh meat, vegetables, some other things, and nothing else. Well, I hate to break it to you, but if there is nothing else, it is no longer a balanced food. But then, again, without information, I just cannot tell you anything about the food. The third is buzzwords without meaning. This particular thing is where brands can go nuts without any sort of guardrails. Words like human grade, detox, premium, natural, gourmet, none of these have any agreed on meaning in the world of nutrition. And these words just look really nice on the packaging while meaning nothing and saying nothing about the food itself. Next is ingredient splitting. Now, brands know that you read the ingredient list. So, what they do is they split any sort of unpopular ingredient, for example, corn or peas or whatever that's, being villainized on social media at the moment, and they make it into different parts. Since ingredients are listed by weight on a pet food, they automatically go further down the list when they are split into these parts. This can look like, if it's peas, it can look like pea husk, pea hull, pea shell, pea protein. Now, all these are peas, but if you split them, their individual weights are much less and they can go much farther down the ingredient list. Now, it is not that peas or corn or whatever is inherently bad. It is the fact that the brand is deceptively making it look like they use less than they do. And that is what irritates me. And the final one is all life stages. Now, unlike the previous ones, this is not technically wrong, but it does annoy me a little because it can be very bad if used the wrong way. All life stage food basically has to cater to every stage of life. And to do that, it has to be formulated to fit the needs of the life stage that has the most advanced needs for energy, protein, etc. And that is usually growth, pregnancy, and lactation. Now, while an adult or a senior dog who does not need that much can technically eat the food, they can have bad effects like obesity, or they can just not be right for a senior dog who has a medical condition. And most importantly, it basically throws the principle of tailored nutrition right out the window. Ultimately, we have to understand that all the stuff on the back and front of the packet is made for you and not your pet. Because you are the ones who have the purchasing power, you are the ones who are buying it. Good, robust nutrition science is often solid and very boring. So, the key here is to make sure that you know what your pet needs and ignore the rest of the fluff. Thank you so much for listening to the Practical Pet Parenting Podcast. If you found this helpful, don't forget to follow, rate, or review. Whatever your podcasting app allows you to do it. You can also find me on Instagram at Indian Pet Vet and read more at practicalpetparenting.com. Much love to you and your pets, and see you next week.